What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is ASAR Studio channel for music producers and photographers. Alright, so today I'm having an awesome tutorial for you. I'm going to be showing you what is the difference between the eraser tool and the mask tool, and which one is actually important for you, and which one should you use, or which fits the working process. Alright, so now let's start. Okay, so here on the toolbar we have the eraser tool, and you can know it's very simple. Eraser tool actually erases objects. Now the eraser tool, okay, let me turn this on, and as you can see this sign over here that I hover my mouse over, it's actually a smart object. Smart objects are actually indestructible, and it means you see the sign as I select my eraser tool. I'm trying to erase, but it brings up this dialog box, cannot use eraser tool because smart object is not directly editable. It means the smart object cannot work on eraser tool cannot work on the smart object. So that is eraser tool for you. Now what if the photo is not actually a smart object like this? It will actually work. So you can see eraser tool is used to actually erase. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Z, then I'm going to increase the flow to 100, and you can see that the eraser tool erases objects, and there's nothing. If I create another solid layer beneath the photo, it's okay, and I drag it down, you can see that it's like punching a hole. What if I want to get things back? I can actually get it back because I've actually destroyed the photo. Alright, so that is the limitation of the eraser tool. It's like you are editing something permanently, and you can have to bring that back, unless you can undo that, unless you want to go back, redo all the process, undo all the process by hitting Ctrl Z, and Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z again, and then it's back. So it's a permanent tool you use. You can actually use it on a mask or anything. Now that is the eraser tool. You can use it directly on a smart object. You can use it directly on an image that is not a smart object, and it is actually a permanent tool that allows you to edit permanently. And before you can get all the image back, you can actually on Ctrl Z. Now one way to use the eraser tool is to actually duplicate the layer, so that once you destroy this one, you can come back to your original image. So let's say you mistakenly do this, and then you created a new solid color, and then you don't want to undo all those process. You bring this one down, you've actually changed the image, and you've actually altered the image, but you want to get your image back. You can actually turn this back on, and then bring it on top, so it's back to normal. So the eraser tool erases, but it's a permanent edit. It does not have a reversible process, unless you duplicate the layer you affected it on, you use it on, or you kindly press Ctrl Z to undo a lot of process you've actually done. So that is that. I'm going to delete this one. And now, how is it better? It is not actually better than the mask tool. The mask tool is over a layer mask. When you add a layer mask to your image, and on this smart object, I'm going to also add a layer mask. Now the layer mask is functions sometimes, no, not even functions sometimes. It's like an eraser tool also, but it's more than the eraser tool, but it can actually function as the eraser tool. Now on the layer mask, you actually use the brush, and your foreground color needs to be white and black. White reveals, black hides. Alright, so white reveals, black hide, and you can hit on this arrow, it's going to switch the color. Now since white reveals, white acts as an undo of the eraser tool, while the black acts as redo, like it acts as the eraser tool itself. So let's take, for instance, I want to hide this every. I can actually clean like the eraser tool. Meanwhile the brush is selected, and you can see this place is actually black, so you can actually erase. Now instead of pressing Ctrl Z and a lot of process, or let's say you've added a lot of process, you've moved this one up, move this one up, and you just want to go back to this place and undo things, instead of pressing control Z, you can actually click on the mask, and your undo is your white now, and white acting as undo. Let's cancel this one, and then you can paint back, and it's back. So it's another way of erasing and unerasing, redo and undo. So it's actually over place or takes over the eraser tool in so many ways. You can actually do it. All right, and it also affects the adjustment layer. So let's say I created an adjustment layer of brightness, and and I increase the brightness and the contrast. I increase the contrast. I can actually the eraser tool won't work. Yeah, it's actually cleaning the mask. So instead of to bring it back, you can actually bring it back, unless you want to take the brush tool. The brush tool is actually what we bring it back. Okay, and the brush tool also, you can actually switch to black and white to bring it back. So that's just the limitation of the eraser tool. It doesn't, you can actually, it's a permanent edit. Just take it as it is a what, permanent edit. All right, so that's the difference between the eraser tool and the brush, the eraser tool and the mask tool. So for you, which one actually fits your workflow, the eraser tool or the mask tool? I'll leave that for you to decide, but for now I think the mask tool fits more than the eraser tool. So if you learn one or two things, you can actually like the video or share the video. For more tips and tricks, just kindly turn on the notification bell. If you are new and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. So see you in our next video. Thank you.